Now let's go live to CBS News senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang. And Weijia, has the president said anything about what the U.S. plans to do with that oil?
Muga, the president answered this very question, although it's notable he wasn't exactly 100% definitive. Take a listen.
What happens to the oil on that ship?
Well, we keep it, I guess.
Where does it go? What port does it go to?
Well, you have to follow the tanker. You know, you're a good newsman. Just follow the tanker.
Do you know where
follow it. Get a helicopter. Follow the tanker.
Is it true it's going to?
But we're gonna. I assume we're gonna keep the.
So you heard him saying, I guess we're going to keep it. I assume we're going to keep it, but it leaves open questions about exactly what's going to happen to it. There's many other questions as well. For example, where are the crew members who were on board? Are they being held in U.S. custody, and what agency is holding them? And some are questioning the legality of this strike in the first place. Of course, we just heard from Charlie lay out the reasons why the administration says that this tanker was fair game, and it is because, according to the Attorney General, it was already on the sanction list for several years, and she claims that it was part of an illicit oil transporting network for foreign terrorists. But this is certainly an unusual move, and despite what the president said about keeping the oil, he did not elaborate on that, Mugo. We can tell you what Venezuela has said, and they are very concerned, calling it illegal, and also saying that it points out what they have said from the beginning, which is that the entire motivation for this aggression against Venezuela is actually to target their oil reserves.
And Weijia, we know the U.S. has been ramping up pressure on Venezuela and its leader, Nicolas Maduro. I want to play this flashback from the president's 60 Minutes interview just last month. So let's take a listen to what he had to say about Maduro, and then we'll get your take on the other side of things.
On Venezuela in particular, are Maduro's days as president numbered?
I would say, yeah. I think so, yeah.
So, Weijia, is this all part of an effort to oust Venezuela's president, Nicolas Maduro, from power?
Well, even though that is what the president told our Nora O'Donnell, it doesn't mean that he was calling for a regime change explicitly. He just said that he thought Maduro's numbers were limited. It is U.S. policy not to weigh in directly on whether leadership of a foreign nation should be changed. But certainly there is no doubt that he's ramping up pressure on Maduro and on Venezuela. And at least one Democrat, Senator Chris Van Hollen, is saying that he believes all of this is to force a regime change, and he is calling bluff on the president's and the administration's explanation for mounting up the military, for going after boats, for mulling over possible land strikes. Of course, Trump has said it is all to stop the illegal flow of drugs into the U.S., but Van Hollen says it's because they want to overturn the current government.
All right, Weijia Jiang, thank you so much for joining us today.